Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in Mali. And because of that, they assume it is either too unstable, too complicated, or too bureaucratic to even consider as a place for business formation. But the surprising truth is this: Mali has a structured legal framework for business registration that, while formal and procedure-heavy, follows a clear and predictable process once you understand how it actually works. And today you're going to learn exactly how what people casually call a Mali LLC really works. What legal structures exist in Mali instead of the American LLC system, and how entrepreneurs actually navigate company formation in one of West Africa's most complex but opportunity-rich markets. Now imagine someone like Jessica, a 34-year-old entrepreneur from Houston. She runs a logistics consulting business, helping companies expand into Africa. She has been looking for a way to establish a regional presence in West Africa to better serve import-export clients. And Mali keeps appearing in her research. At first, she is unsure. Because when most people think about Mali, they think about geography, not corporate structures. They think about West Africa, not business registration. But Jessica starts digging deeper. And that is when she discovers something unexpected. Mali, despite its challenges, operates within a formal legal business system, influenced by the broader West African economic and legal framework known as OHADA, which standardizes business law across multiple countries in the region. And that changes everything. Because suddenly, Mali is not an isolated system. It is part of a structured regional legal environment that defines how companies are created, managed, and regulated. But here's where things get interesting. Because there is no direct LLC structure in Mali as Americans understand it. Instead, the closest equivalent is the SARL, or Société à Responsabilité Limitée, which functions as a limited liability company. And that is the structure most people actually mean when they say, Mali LLC. But Jessica doesn't know that yet. So like most beginners, she starts with confusion. She sees references to the commercial register, notaries, tax identification systems, and something called the Centre de Formalité des Entreprises. And suddenly, the idea of starting a business feels much more complicated than she expected. But here's where things start to change. Because once you understand the structure behind the system, everything becomes logical. So let's walk through it step by step. Mali is a landlocked country in West Africa, and its capital city is Bamako, which serves as the administrative and economic center for business registration and corporate services. And this is where Jessica's journey begins. Because before anything else, she has to understand that company formation in Mali is not just a single application. It is a multi-step legal process involving several institutions that each play a specific role. And that structure is intentional. Because Mali's business system is designed to ensure legal clarity, tax compliance, and proper documentation of all commercial activity. So Jessica starts with the first major insight. In Mali, most formal companies are registered as SARL entities, which provide limited liability protection to shareholders. This means that personal assets are generally protected from business debts, which is a key reason entrepreneurs choose this structure. But here's the problem most beginners face. They assume structure equals simplicity. But in reality, structure often means multiple steps. So Jessica begins with the first step, defining her business activity. And this is more important than it sounds. Because in Mali, your declared business activity determines your tax classification, licensing requirements, and regulatory obligations. And this is where many entrepreneurs make their first mistake. They are too vague. But the system requires clarity. So Jessica refines her idea. Instead of a broad consulting company, she defines a specific service, logistics advisory for West African trade routes, and import-export optimization. And this clarity becomes important later. But here's where things get interesting. The next step is company name registration. And like most countries, Mali requires that company names be unique and approved before incorporation. But what Jessica discovers is that naming is not just branding. It is legal identity creation. Because once approved, that name becomes tied to tax records, banking systems, and government filings. So she submits several options. and waits. And this is where the emotional challenge begins. Because waiting introduces uncertainty. Did she choose a valid name? Will it be rejected? Will the process take weeks or months? And this is where many entrepreneurs start to feel discouraged. But here's the insight that changes everything. In Mali's system, delays are not randomness. They are verification. And verification is what creates legitimacy. So Jessica continues. The next step involves preparing incorporation documents. This includes shareholder information, company statutes, capital structure, and governance rules. And this is where things become more formal. Because now the company is not just an idea. It is becoming a legal entity. And this is where many entrepreneurs begin to realize something important. International business is not just about opportunity. It is about compliance architecture. But here's where things get even more structured. In Mali, business registration is typically coordinated through a one-stop administrative system, often referred to as a business formalities center, which streamlines the process by centralizing documentation submission. And this reduces fragmentation. Instead of visiting multiple agencies separately, applicants submit through a centralized process. But even with simplification, legal validation is still required. And this is where notarization becomes important. Because incorporation documents often need to be legally certified to ensure authenticity and compliance with national law. So Jessica works with a local legal professional who helps prepare the documents correctly. And slowly, the system starts to come together. But here's where things take another turn. Because once documents are submitted, they go through review by multiple administrative bodies, including tax authorities and the commercial registry. And this introduces something every entrepreneur must understand. Approval is multi-layered. It is not a single yes or no. It is a sequence of validations. And each one matters. But here's where the emotional stakes rise again. Jessica realizes that even if everything is correct, she still has no control over processing speed. And this is where patience becomes a business skill. Because systems like this are not built for instant gratification. They are built for legal certainty. So she waits. And during this time, she begins to rethink her strategy. Because she realizes something powerful. She is not just forming a company in Mali. She is entering the West African Economic and Monetary Union system, which connects multiple countries under shared business and financial frameworks. And this means her company could potentially operate regionally, not just locally. And that changes everything. Now her perspective shifts from local business formation to regional expansion strategy. But here's where things get even more important. Once approved, the company must complete tax registration. Because without tax identification, the company cannot legally operate or issue invoices. And this is where many entrepreneurs underestimate the system. They think incorporation is enough. But operation requires tax compliance. So Jessica registers for tax identification and prepares financial documentation requirements. And this is where structure begins to feel real. Because now the company is part of the national economic system. But there is still one more critical step. Banking. Because to operate effectively, the company must have a business bank account within Mali's financial system. And this requires identity verification, company documentation, and compliance checks. And this is where global entrepreneurs often face the most friction. Because banking is not just administrative. It is risk management. But here's where things shift again. Jessica realizes something important. Every step in this process is designed to ensure trust. Trust between businesses. Trust between companies and government systems. Trust in financial transactions. And once she understands that, the process becomes less frustrating. It becomes logical. Now, let's bring everything together clearly. Mali LLC, more accurately a SARL company, is formed through a structured legal process involving business activity definition, name registration, document preparation, submission through centralized business formalities systems, approval by regulatory authorities, tax registration, and banking setup. And after that, ongoing compliance ensures the company remains legally active. And while the process may seem complex at first, the underlying logic is consistent. Define a register, validate, tax deduct, operate. That is the system. And once Jessica understands that system, everything becomes clearer. Because she is no longer reacting to complexity. She is navigating structure. And that is the identity shift that transforms confusion into strategy. Now here is the final insight. Countries like Mali are often misunderstood by outsiders because they are viewed through headlines instead of systems. But when you study the system, you discover something different. A structured legal environment designed to support business formation, economic integration, and regional trade. And once you understand that, you stop seeing uncertainty and start seeing opportunity. So whether you are someone like Jessica exploring West African expansion, or an entrepreneur learning how international company formation actually works, the key lesson is simple. Do not judge a system by how unfamiliar it looks at first. Learn the structure underneath it. Because once you understand structure, you gain control. And control is what turns global complexity into global opportunity. If you found this guide helpful, and want more videos that break down complex international business systems like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.